We've been waiting for Davey for like 20 minutes. Where is he? Oh yeah, I guess I could do that. Hyperfocus. Teleport Davey to the Magic Dome.
Cannot complete request. Davey is already in the Magic Dome.
What? No, he's not. Never mind. I'll do it myself.
Davey, get your mechanical butt in here.
Oh my god. Davey, what were you doing in the ceiling?
Well, I knew we were talking about Avatar today, and I know how much you like it, so I was excited to learn all about it, and so I was waiting for you in the ceiling. But I guess I fell asleep.
Okay, well, are you ready?
Yes, let's go!
Alright, well, when I was a kid, I hated anime, and not just a little, but like a lot. Aside from the world-changing Pokemon and the lesser popular but still equally relevant in my life Yu-Gi-Oh! And Digimon, I wanted nothing to do with it. I remember being a kid flipping through the channels and coming across Inuyasha on Adult Swim and seeing a bunch of bees flying around and someone carrying a giant sword, and I thought to myself it was the stupidest looking thing ever. I couldn't get into any of it really. Dragon Ball Z to me was the show with weird talking animals and 20-hour screams. One Piece was just that one show with that totally bopping intro.
Yo!
And Naruto, with his phrase of "believe it" that was adopted here in the West, was especially annoying to me. I didn't know what a sub or a dub really was, and any attempt to watch them, learn about them, or enjoy them was only made worse by my older brother, also making fun of it. So I didn't really partake in it.
Yeah, but you watched.
Stop. I know what you're gonna say, and no. I didn't see any Studio Ghibli movies at all growing up. And there's a big caveat to this story that's important moving forward. I didn't have internet until late 2007.
What?
Yeah, I know. Back then we were kinda late to the bandwagon. Point is, I didn't have much access to anime anyway either because my parents usually had control of the TV when those kinds of shows aired. So the brief stuff I was exposed to was all I had to go off of. But at the end of the day, there was one anime I hated more than all the others. Avatar: The Last Airbender. And it wasn't even an anime. Now, I didn't know that at the time, but I remember being annoyed that I had to see ads for it all the time, and I specifically remember an ad on Nick that the world was waiting for Avatar, and I just remember being annoyed because I thought, who could be into this garbage?
They're out there, and their numbers are growing.
Fast forward to the end of 2006, and it was me. I was into it, and it wasn't garbage. It was incredible. All it took was one episode, and I can't even remember why I watched it, but it was a pretty plot-heavy episode called The Library that, looking back, really shouldn't have drawn me in as much as it did. I didn't know what was going on with the plot, why they traveled with a giant buffalo, why there was a giant owl. I knew none of it. But these characters and the fun dynamic they shared just kept me watching more, and one episode became 2, then 3, and so on and so forth. I remember the time frame too. It was around July 2006 when I started watching more episodes. My brother would be off playing baseball or something stupid outside. I don't know, it was summer. But that meant I could watch TV without him, so I started sneaking an episode to watch here and there as it was being shown a lot around this time. But over time, I wanted to know more context, what Zuko's story was. Just in general, I wanted to see more of this dude. And so I started making it a priority watching whatever episodes I could, whenever I could. And by the time they showed the season 2 finale on December 1st, 2006, I can tell you exactly what I was doing that night. Fighting a kid in spandex.
What?
I was on the wrestling team in middle school at a home meet. I won the match, and pretty quickly too, but that was because I just wanted to get home and watch the season finale. And surprise, surprise, my brother wanted to as well, as I'd gotten him to warm up to it by finding out, well, it wasn't anime, it's only inspired by anime, and only has a bit of the weird face stuff we didn't like. That was a big thing for me. I never was, and to be honest, still am not a fan of when anime does the weird faces.
Well, I don't complain about your misshapen, ugly human face that's all squishy looking.
You just did.
Whatever.
But come season 3, I was one of those people I hated in the commercial. I was full in. I loved Avatar.
They're out there. And their numbers are growing. They're your neighbors.
And by 2007, when season 3 came out, we finally got the internet, and I could learn about the episodes I hadn't seen. I also started to watch and make Avatar music videos for YouTube, and during the airing of season 3 throughout 2008, I fell in love with it even more. I remember YouTube introducing a Who's Watching Now feature on the homepage that would show you, well, what people were watching now. And it's how I got to see a lot of the episodes early because they would air earlier in other places. By the end of its third and final season, it had managed to end on a perfect note, concluding what, in my opinion, is pretty much a perfect show. At the very least, it's the show I think has the best redemption arc ever in Zuko. And that was it. As more time passed, I tried desperately to find a replacement for Avatar. I thought, did I just happen to latch onto a critically acclaimed TV show, or are all animated shows with ongoing plots this good? Turns out I just happened to pick correctly because I didn't find anything else.
You couldn't find anything?
Not really. I mean, there were a couple of candidates, but nothing really caught my fancy.
And you couldn't just find stuff online? Why?
Well, yeah, I had internet now, but I was limited to what I could watch. You see, I wasn't really the best at maintaining a computer's health at that age.
Neglecting to take care of a computer's health. You monster.
Well, I promise you, I'm much better now, so you're all in good hands. Point is, under no circumstances was I allowed to mess up this computer. See, technically, we had gotten internet back in 2000, but my lack of experience with computers and just messing around with it had slowed that computer down to the point where the internet couldn't really be used.
I'm a computer. Stop all the downloading.
So, we stopped getting it shortly after. If I downloaded a virus through any website and messed this computer up that me and my whole family had to use, I would be dead. So I pretty much stuck to YouTube for video sharing sites.
So, I mean, doesn't seem like you ever got into anime.
Well, oddly enough, I wasn't against playing anime video games, as to me, a video game was just a video game, and more recently around this time, I found myself doing just that and playing the Budokai Tenkaichi series that my friend introduced me to, and I was playing it a lot. But again, I found myself wanting to know the context of what I was doing. And when it was announced in 2010 that a re-edited and cleaned up version of Dragon Ball Z would be airing on Nickelodeon, the same channel I found Avatar on, well, I guess I could give it a try. In a search for something to re-spark the joy I had watching Avatar, I decided to give the most famous anime a try. The one that everyone recommends. If I couldn't like this, then I pretty much couldn't enjoy any of it. And yeah, I liked it. A lot. I went through that Dragon Ball Z phase most boys go through between the ages of 8 and 12 and had it at around 17 years old. Now, I couldn't watch a lot of it easily, so my friend started showing me episodes I hadn't seen at his house. And it was around this time that after saying I wouldn't mind a more plot-heavy show, he introduced me to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now, it was a bit of a tough sell to me as the show featured a lot more of the weirder aspects of the anime that I don't like, but the fact that the main character slightly resembled Cloud from Final Fantasy VII to me, another thing I was obsessed with, and it was associated with Square Enix, the people who made that game, that was enough for me to give it a try. And yeah, I loved that. And that was kind of the 1-2 punch I needed to just one day tell my brother, hey, you know what? Maybe we were really stupid.
Khris?
What's up?
I could have told you that.
Gee, thanks. But yeah, in terms of Avatar, the only thing I really had to look forward to after the show ended was the M. Night Shyamalan movie. And I spent years hyping that movie up to anyone and everyone I could.
And how did that work out for you?
You shut up, Davey! You shut up! You know what? As awful as that movie was, there were at least 2 things I think the movie did really well. I thought the Blue Spirit scene was done well, and the soundtrack was amazing. Seriously, I think everyone should definitely hear Flow Like Water by the film's composer, James Newton Howard. But yeah, with Dragon Ball Z and its constant flow of games being on my radar now as I was becoming a big fan, and how much I enjoyed Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I was now fully open to anime, and I realized what a fool I'd been. And although to this day, Avatar remains my favorite animated series ever, I've since been introduced to many series that I now have a newfound appreciation and love for. And honestly, I don't know if I ever would have cared about this kind of animated long-form storytelling had it not been for Avatar.
Wait, is that why your cats are named?
Yes, that's why my cats are named Appa and Katara. Speaking of which, where are they? Yeah, I should probably do something about that.
When the Mayans called it back in 2012, the world went dark, time itself just fell. But one lone nerd was sent away to keep our memes and dreams at bay. Khris with a K, he's lost in space, saving the nerds of the human race. 14 years later, he's wide awake, recording the past for the future's sake.
Alright, so, small mistake. Khris actually misremembered. He lost that wrestling match.
Davey, you don't need to tell them that!
Bye!
Be the Mike and CaTsio. He drifts among the stars aglow. He only knows what used to be true. So everything old is shiny and new. From comic books to retro games, he talks about them just the same. From old short films to anime, it's all still cool in Chris's way. Khris with a K, the cosmic geek, searching for data week by week. Out past Earth where the signals fade, the last nerd logs what the past once made. It's hyper-focused 2012.
Remember why I watched it.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Had the episode called The Library that